Yeah, we're into week 3 of 75 hard. So I think I'm day 17 today. So last week was a bit of a challenge in the refresher courses, especially after lunch. I could feel myself dropping in energy a little bit. So I had some Subway salad, which was riveting. But yeah, overall the weekend was all right, and I feel like I'm in a good routine at the moment. So far so good. More energy, more clarity, especially around this time of year with the launch and getting the clinic kind of where we want it to be. Usually it's quite a stressful time, so it's been good not to have alcohol in the system, and definitely getting the benefits of more clarity and more focus. So yes, this week is week 3 of 2022, if you want to call it that. So this week clinic numbers have dipped quite a bit because we've quite a few therapists on annual leave. Sarah's moving stuff, she just moved house recently, so she's had a few days off, and Ollie's also had some time off this week, so the numbers are naturally down, as they will, and obviously January notoriously is a little bit quieter. The gyms get busier, and then the physio clinic gets quieter, and then February usually it's the other way around again. So what we've been doing this week is just had a meeting with my practice manager and head physio, Shane and Sandra.
Hi, my name is Shane. I'm the head physio at Pro Sport Physio. We've got 5 full-time therapists, so my job really is just making sure that the therapists are making progress with the patients, and that every patient that comes through the door gets the results that we promise, basically. So a lot of it's going to be following up the patients that aren't making progress, supporting the therapists within service training, and etc.
What I really wanted to get out of this week's meeting was to get really clear again, reset the admin team. So everybody in our team has a scorecard. So just like a sports team, everyone needs a position in the team. And one of the big things that I see, and one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in the clinic, is where you have 2, 3, 4 admin people, and they're all doing the same tasks, and there's no responsibility, there's actually no accountability. So just like in sport, you need to know the score to know if you're winning or losing. So what we are doing this week is just really putting together our practice manager, Sandra, what are your key performance indicators, what are your outcomes that we want to achieve every week, and then what are the actions that you need to do in order to achieve those. The same with Casey, or front of house, or admin, or receptionist, whatever you want to call her, giving her some more responsibility. How many reviews do we want a week?
I'm not sure at the moment, we're only getting a very few reviews.
I think we're targeting is 5, but I think at the moment it's probably a bit high for what we get. I think if we can consistently get 3.
Okay, and who's in charge of reviews?
It's the therapist really, but from sort of when now I'm going to be getting the discharges. I've not always known when we've had discharged patients, but now that they're going to tell me who the discharged patients are, I'll send the email through. Well, I'll ring them first anyway, but I'll send an email, just ask them and send a link to them.
Perfect. Okay, so if we could do only 3 things in this business that's going to make sure that we're profitable and we're growing, out of all those, what would we pick in terms of the targets hit?
The IAs, new appointments.
Yeah, so the IAs, there, yeah, so again, I'd see a lot of that as head physio, so that will be Shane, kind of in charge of all of those. But in terms of following them up from an admin point of view, yeah, you're definitely right. So I think from an admin point of view, if the admin team hit our new patient target every week, hit our total appointments.
Packages as well, which is going to give them back as well.
Exactly. And then you make sure that there's money in the bank, then we're going to be good. So what we want to do now is we want to have a scorecard here for you, Casey and Hannah, so that every one of these numbers is tracked. So again, that might be with the NPS scores, is maybe that's Hannah, where on a Saturday, she's got a responsibility to make sure that people are replying to the NPSs and actually giving us MPSs, or maybe you hand that off to Hannah on a Saturday.
Yeah.
If you think I can be spending my time with more important stuff, you give that number to Hannah, and then.
And also on a Saturday, you tend to get older people a bit better on a Saturday, probably.
Yeah. But it's not even that. She can email all the discharged patients that gave us an MPS of 9 that haven't given us a review, and say on a Saturday, and say, okay, hey, thanks so much for your review. Could you do us a massive favour and fill this form and leave us a review? And usually when you give people more responsibility, they're either going to sink or swim. And you know, how we recruit and the systems and stuff that we have in place here, usually that means that they will swim and they'll get to the next level. So I think it's really important that you give people responsibility in order to allow them to grow as well, because as you grow your clinic, the one thing that you have to give up is control, and that's really hard for a clinic owner, is to give up control. So you have to trust people, and it's the systems, the head physio systems and the business systems that allow you to grow, but yet still feel like you're in control, because the numbers you can track if you're winning or losing. So that was a big focus of this week's meeting. As the week's gone on as well, there was a couple of did not attends, and there was a couple of cancelled did not rebooks as well. So we've got head physio systems in place here in our clinic. So that's where then Shane will look at those, make sure there's nobody there that's actually unhappy with the service. We'll reach out to all of those people as well and make sure that, you know, as I said, we kept a promise, and that their expectations were met and their genuine reasons, whereas sometimes people can just say to you, oh yeah, I'll give you a ring back, only to be never seen again. So every patient that comes through the door, they're tracked. Unless they're discharged, we want to know exactly why they haven't come back, just to protect the reputation of the clinic and make sure that we deliver on the promises that we say to people. So that was the gist of this week. So again, it very much feels like we're just putting the foundations into place, ready for the year ahead. And I think last year is something that we've had a lot of changes as staff members, and sometimes when staff come and go, all of these things kind of get muddled. Who's doing what? Whose responsibility is this? Whose responsibility is that? So it's just been really good this week to refresh, to get clear. This is your position in the team. This is your position in the team. This is my position in the team. This is what I'm responsible for. This is what you're responsible for. This is how we're going to know if we're ahead of half time, which is essentially Wednesday in the week. This is how we know if we've won the week, which is essentially then Friday or Saturday in terms of the key performance indicator numbers. So got all of that set this week. Have had an in-service training as well, where we've just run through our essential program. So again, we're putting together a longevity program now. So we're just putting the final touches of that as well, and delegating, okay, who's doing what to get this up and running. We've got one class full already, which is great. And again, now then the quest will obviously be to fill the next class as well. So just ironing out some of the customer journeys for that as well this week.